Hello and welcome to my channel We Learn by Sharun. I am Shraddha Banode and in today's session we are going to see armature reaction. In this series of videos we are learning synchronous machines starting with alternator. In my previous few videos I told you about what is alternator, its construction, important terminologies, pitch factor, distribution factor and EMF equation. Also, I have taken few videos on numericals based on EMF equation. The links are given in this description box. Moving forward, the next topic we are going to see today in this series is armature reaction. Now, what is armature reaction? Now, in any kind of machine, you have main flux which is produced by field winding. You have main flux produced by field winding. And there is another flux, secondary flux, which is produced because of armature winding. So main flux produced because of field winding, secondary flux produced because of armature winding. The effect of secondary flux, also called as armature flux, on the main flux is called as armature reaction. Effect of armature flux on the main flux is called armature reaction. Now when we say effect, what kind of effect? Either it is distorting or it is demagnetizing or it is magnetizing. Let's see. Effect of armature flux on the main flux depends upon the kind of load you're connecting. Yes, armature flux will be produced only when you have load connected to the alternator. In the no load condition, armature flux will be absent. Before understanding armature reaction in details, let's get back to the previous understanding of alternator. Now what exactly we have learned in alternator before is that there is the main field winding where the field current is flowing, and that is the main flux produced because of the field current in the field winding. Then, because the field winding is moving in nature in alternator, it is cutting the armature winding and hence EMF gets induced in the armature winding. Now when the EMF got induced in the armature winding, your alternator is generating, right? But until and unless you connect a load to the alternator, the current will not flow in the armature winding. So our next unit is all about alternator on load. So now you have alternator with you and you're connecting a load to it. What will happen? The current will start to flow. When the current will flow in the armature winding, it will produce its own magnetic flux. That flux is called as armature flux. Right? The effect of that armature flux on the main flux is called as armature reaction, and it completely depends on the kind of load you are connecting. For example, if you are connecting a resistive load, then the effect of armature reaction will be different. When you will connect an inductive load, the effect of armature reaction will be different. And when you connect capacitive load, armature reaction effect will be different. So why we are saying this load power factor is unity, load power factor is zero lagging, load power factor is zero leading? Because when the load is resistive, the load power factor is unity. When the load is inductive, pure inductive, then the load power factor is zero lagging. While when the load is capacitive, you have load power factor is zero leading. Right? So for these three different load, we will study the effect of armature reaction. So armature reaction in alternator when load power factor is unity. It means when the load is pure resistive, at that time the main flux will be distorted because of armature flux but not weakened. The overall flux will remain same, but the direction of the flux will be somewhat distorted. The average flux in the air gap practically remains unaltered. We will see how it happens. Okay. Then when the load power factor is 0 lagging, at that time what happens? The flux in the air gap is weakened. Means the overall flux in the air gap gets demagnetized. The flux gets weakened. Now, if suppose the flux is weakened, and we know that EMF induced depends upon flux. So if you want EMF to be constant, you have to keep flux constant. Now the flux has weakened. So to have the constant EMF, what you will do, you will increase the field excitation. When you will increase the field excitation, the main flux will increase, nullifying the effect of armature flux. Hence, you will get constant EMF. Clear? Now what happens when the load power factor is 0 leading? That is, if load is purely capacitive. At that time, the flux in the air gap gets strengthened. The flux in the air gap strengthened. Effect of armature reaction is wholly magnetizing when you have capacitive load. It means the armature flux is supporting the main flux. The armature flux is supporting the main flux. Both are in the same direction, and hence you will get overall resultant flux increased. So it is wholly magnetizing. And again, as you don't want lesser flux for lesser EMF, you neither want nor you want more flux for more EMF. You want to keep EMF constant, and that is why you need to decrease the field excitation. You need to reduce the field excitation so that you can maintain your EMF constant, right? So I summarize this slide that for unity, a power factor load, that is for resistance, pure resistance, overall effect of armature reaction is that the main flux gets distorted but not weakened. While for effect of pure inductive load, the main flux gets weakened, decreasing the EMF. Hence, to maintain the EMF constant, the field excitation need to be increased. And when you have power factor 0 leading, that is capacitive load, the effect is main flux strengthen. It magnetizes the overall EMF, hence the EMF gets increases. To maintain the EMF constant, you need to reduce the field excitation. You need to reduce the field excitation, right? So let's consider these conditions one by one. When the load power factor is unity, that is when the load is purely resistive. Now what we know when the load is resistive? The power factor is obviously unity, and when the power factor is unity, EPH and IPH has to be in phase. EPH and IPH has to be in phase. So if this is EPH, IPH will be in phase with this voltage. Right? All of us know this. That is the concept of unity power factor. Now, if phi f is the main flux produced because of field winding, it is responsible for the induced EMF, right? So always remember that the phase difference between flux and the EMF which is produced because of flux is 90 degree. Induced EMF always lags flux by 90 degree. If this is main flux phi f, induced EMF always lags flux by 90 degree, right? Then what is the next concept we are going to see is current through armature. Armature current IA is producing its own flux, which is phi A. So if current is producing its flux, it has to be in phase. So armature current and armature flux will be in phase. So keeping these three things in mind, we will draw a phasor diagram. So let's see here. First of all, I'll draw reference as main flux. Because main flux की वजह से EMF induce हो रहा है, induced EMF की वजह से current flow हो रहा है, current की वजह से armature flux produce हो रहा है, right? So what is the main cause? Main flux. So first, main flux is there. And as I told you that main flux is produced because of field winding, and it is responsible for induced EMF. And EMF will have 90-degree lag relationship with flux. So induced EMF will lag by 90 degree with respect to main flux phi f, like this, right? Now, if EMF induced is EPH, so obviously the current which is flowing in the armature will be in phase with this EPH because this is resistive load. So, armature current will be in phase with voltage, right? Then, if armature current is flowing in this particular direction, then the flux which is produced because of armature current, armature flux will be in the same direction of the armature current. Hence, this will be the relationship, right? Now, if you observe this phasor diagram carefully, you will find phase difference between the main flux phi f and armature flux phi a is 90 degree, and that is what is our observation. Phase difference of 90 degree between the armature flux and main flux. Now the same thing I'll display in the waveform. Let's draw the waveform. Now here in this waveform, I'll be drawing on x-axis I'll be having fluxes, on y-axis I'll be having time. N and S are representing the north pole and south pole. So let's draw the main flux. This is the sinusoidal main flux. And because we know that armature flux is lagging main flux by 90 degree, I'll draw armature flux lagging main flux by 90 degree. What is my next observation here is that in front of north pole, if you see on the left half of the north pole, main flux and armature flux are opposing each other. If this is positive, this is negative, right? Similarly, on this half of the side of the pole, we have main flux and armature flux supporting each other. Similarly, in front of south pole, also for half of the pole, main flux and armature flux are opposing each other, while for other half of the pole, main flux and armature flux is supporting each other. And that is why we conclude that the two flux oppose each other on the left half of each pole while assist each other on the right half of each pole. And hence we conclude that due to this, average flux in the air gap remains constant. Due to this, average flux in the air gap remains constant, but it is slightly distorted, right? Distribution gets distorted, and because of which the terminal voltage slightly decreases. Because of this distortion, there is very slight, but there is drop in terminal voltage. Clear? Great. So similarly, let's try to understand next part, that is zero lagging power factor load. It means when the load is purely inductive at that time, how armature reaction will affect the alternator. So consider a pure inductive load connected to the alternator having zero power factor, zero lagging power factor, right? So if this is the case, then we know that IPH, which is driven by the inductive load, lagging power factor load, will always lag voltage by 90 degree. Yes, right. So IPH will lag EPH by 90 degree, and that is what I'll show here. If this is EPH, this is IPH. So the angle between them is 90 degree, right? Induced EMF EPH lags main flux phi by 90 degree. Why? Right? It is the same thing as we have seen in last slide. Also, I told you that EMF which is produced because of main flux always lags flux by 90 degrees. So this is the same thing here also. And also IA, armature current which is producing armature flux, will be in phase. Armature current and armature flux will be always in phase. Now what you can conclude here is that armature flux and main flux, that is what we always want to know, the relationship between armature flux and main flux. So let's draw the phasor step by step. Very first thing I will draw is the main flux as reference. This is the main flux. EMF induced will always lag main flux by 90 degree, right? And then there should be current, armature current, because this is inductive load. Now the load picture comes. So because this is inductive load, the current, armature current, will be lagging voltage by 90 degree. Okay, armature current will be lagging voltage by 90 degrees. So where I should draw the current here, I should draw it here. So see, EMF is lagging flux by 90 degree and current is lagging EMF by 90 degree. Ultimately, what we are interested in, direction of armature flux. Armature flux will be always in phase with the armature current. Okay, so this is the armature flux. Now, if you observe this carefully, phi F and phi A are exactly opposite in nature. Phi F and phi A are exactly opposite in nature. They are opposing each other. Same thing we'll try to see in the waveform. So if this is the waveform, on x-axis again I'm showing flux, on y-axis I'm showing time, and if this is the main flux, where I should how I should draw the armature flux, exactly opposing to this. It means 180 degree apart. So it is 180 degree lagging with the respect to main flux. So it is opposing each other. So what we can conclude out of it, as a effect there is a overall reduction in the main flux because it is directly opposing the main flux. So there is reduction in the main flux and hence terminal voltage drop. Hence terminal voltage drop. Now this drop in the terminal voltage is more than the drop corresponding to unity power factor. It will be reducing. The terminal voltage will be reduced because of this effect of armature reaction for inductive load, right? For zero power factor lagging, we have a weakened magnetic field, and hence to maintain the EMF constant, you need to increase the field excitation, right? Then let's see for the capacitive load, that is zero leading power factor load. Exactly what is the criteria for zero leading power factor load? Considering a purely capacitive load connected to alternator having zero leading power factor, now we know for a pure capacitor, current always leads voltage by 90 degree. This means that armature current IPH driven by EPH leads EPH by 90 degree, which is the power factor angle, right? So if this is EMF induced, then this is the current leading EPH by 90 degree for the capacitive load. Rest relationship between E phase and phi will be same. EPH will again lag main field by 90 degree. Armature flux and armature current will be in phase. So again, keeping all these three relationship in mind, we will see our phasor diagram, the combined phasor diagram, where I'll first draw the main flux as reference, where I should draw EMF induced. Yes, 90 degree lagging with respect to it. Now, because this is the capacitive load, where I should draw armature current should be leading EPH by 90 degree. Should draw the IPH will be in phase with the main flux, obviously, because it is leading, so I have to draw it here. Now if this is IPH, the flux which is produced because of this IPH, that is armature flux, will be in phase with this. Now if you see carefully the relation between armature flux and main flux, they both are in phase each other, in phase with each other. They are supporting each other, and because they are supporting each other, overall effect magnetizing hota hai, overall magnetizing strengthen hota hai, strong hota hai, and that is why to keep the EMF constant, you need to decrease the field excitation, right? Let's see the same thing on the waveform. If this is the waveform main flux phi f, ठीक है? So what, where I should draw the phi a, which is armature flux, which is, it should be in same phase. Fine, the magnitude can be different, but it should be in same phase. Now you see, it is supporting each other, both are adding to each other, overall flux in the air gap increases, and hence EMF induced, which is proportional to flux, also increases. To maintain it constant, you need to decrease the field excitation. So how is the overall effect? Adds the flux to the main flux, greater EMF gets induced in the armature, hence there is increase in the terminal voltage. So for unity, it is drooping. For lagging, it is more drooping. But for leading power factor load, the armature effect of armature reaction is such a way that the terminal voltage will increase. Okay, I hope the concept of armature reaction is clear to you. This is very, very important concept. You always find such questions in examinations also, and you must understand armature reaction to draw proper characteristics of alternators. Okay. you can like my video if you understood the concept of armature reaction clearly. You can share this video because sharing is important. Then somebody who's still not able to understand this concept can help. If this video can help them, please share this video and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming video on various topics of synchronous machines. Okay, thank you and happy learning.